Hello again, my name's John. I'm a retired chef from the northeast of England in the UK, and welcome to my latest video. Ever since I posted my how to make a sourdough starter video almost 2 years ago, I've had a lot of comments from people not being able to get their sourdough starter going. So what I've managed to do is figure out a way of getting some of my starter to those who are struggling with it. Therefore, for a very small cost plus postage, you'll have a sourdough starter that will last the rest of your life if you look after it. And this video is for those who have obtained a starter kit from the website, showing all the very simple steps you need to know to get this foolproof sourdough starter going. There'll be links to the shop on the website at the end and under the video, or just click on the eye icon top right of the screen. And like I said earlier, the very small cost of this starter is simply to cover the time and materials involved in developing the starter kit. And to test your new sourdough starter, my next video recipe will be these very simple but delicious sourdough crumpets. When you receive your pack, it will contain 2 grams of dried sourdough starter, full written instructions, images of the different stages, a signed sourdough crumpet recipe and complimentary slip. And of course there's this video to help you along too. Right, to get going, place 100 grams, that's 3.5 ounces of strong white bread flour to a small cereal sized clean bowl. You don't need whole wheat flour or anything like that, just plain old white bread flour. Now carefully open the sourdough yeast packet and sprinkle the dried yeast over the flour and mix it in. Right, add 120 grams, that's 4 ounces of lukewarm bottled or filtered water. Try not to use tap water because of the chlorine it contains. The water temperature should be around 40 degrees Celsius, that's 104 Fahrenheit, and give that a good mix until it's nice and smooth. Now clean down the sides of the bowl with a spatula and cover the bowl with cling film or plastic wrap. Now with something sharp like a cocktail stick, pierce 1 hole in the centre of the cling film. This just allows the gas to escape and minimises the chances of any germs getting in. And that's it for stage 1. All you've got to do now is leave it at room temperature to develop for 24 hours. The ideal temperature is around 21 to 22 degrees Celsius, which is about 70 Fahrenheit. Right, it's 24 hours later, and as you can see, the starter is very much alive and active. And getting to this stage is what most people have been struggling with. But by using the dried sourdough granules derived from my very own sourdough, which I've been using for years, it eliminates the problem of you starting from scratch completely. Also, another thing you'll notice about it is the smell. It has a fermenting beer aroma to it. Have a good sniff at it, it really is quite a pleasant smell. Okay, on to the next stage. In a larger clean bowl, add 300 grams, that's 10.5 ounces of filtered or bottled water. This time room temperature will be fine, but not icy cold from the fridge. Take your active sourdough mixture and scrape it into the water and give it a good mix until it all becomes a liquid. Now add 260 grams, that's 9 ounces of bread flour to the bowl and give that a good mix. I like to use the handle of a wooden spoon to do mine. And once the mixture is smooth, clean up the sides of the bowl and once again cover it with cling film. And pierce one hole in the centre of this one. Now let that one sit at room temperature for 4 to 5 hours. And we're almost done. Time to get your sourdough into the container that it'll live in from now on. And as you can see, the dough is bubbly and active, and it's time for its first feed before going into the fridge. Try to use something with a loose fitting lid. You can keep it in glass or plastic, it doesn't really matter, but nothing with a sealed airtight lid. Remember, it has to breathe. If you do use a screw-on type lid container, drill a small hole in the centre of the lid just to allow oxygen in and to prevent the build-up of gas. Whichever container you're using, pour the sourdough into it and it's time for its first feed. Once it's in the container, add some flour. It doesn't matter how much at this point, as long as you use the same volume in water. It's pointless me giving you measurements at this point because I don't know how big or small your container is, but just make it so the container you're using is about 3/4 full. Now give it a good mix and that's it. You now have your sourdough starter made and it's ready to go into the fridge. All you have to do now is look after it by taking half of it out and replacing it with a 50-50 amount of flour and water once a week. Now I like to give mine a treat with a small spoon of sugar each time I feed it. It probably does nothing at all, but I like to think of it as a pet. If you do that, you're less inclined to forget about it. At the end of the day, it's a living organism and it needs looking after. And choose a certain day every week to feed it. I like to feed mine every Saturday, as the sourdough I remove makes these delicious sourdough blueberry pancakes every weekend. And that way there's no waste. Well, there you go. If you're interested in getting your sourdough starter going the easy way, just go to the shop on the website and order yours today. The starter pack is only £4 plus postage, but you'll have sourdough yeast for the rest of your life. And don't forget, my next video will be using your starter to make these fantastic and very easy sourdough crumpets. So I hope you're looking forward to that. Well, thank you again for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe by hitting the circle above. If you do subscribe, activate the bell icon next to the subscribe button on my channel page. And by doing that, you'll be automatically notified every time I upload a new video. And in the meantime, here's a few of my other videos and playlists that you may want to watch. So, until the next time, be safe in your kitchen and bye for now.